Good evening, Houston. KHOU11 meteorologist Kim Castro. We are watching the line of strong storms now filtering into our very populated areas. So I want to give you an update here on our webcast to let you know which areas are going to be affected over the next hour. A portion of northeast Harris County is under a severe thunderstorm warning affecting more than 200,000 people, and this is until 9:45. I'm going to start the loop and show you what we're looking at right now. Very strong line with gusty wind, a lot of lightning, and a quick downpour. This line of storms is moving fairly quickly, traveling southeast at around 35 miles an hour. And so here are a couple potential areas that will see some of those stronger impacts for the next hour or so. Spring area just around 9:30. You should be seeing that here shortly. Baytown before 10 o'clock. Pasadena just past that at around 10:15. You should see those stronger impacts. Very similar to what we experienced on Thursday. The setup has really manifested itself in a very similar way. So we are going to be experiencing the potential for down trees, power outages, very much reminiscent of Thursday evening's weather maker Hobby right around 10:30, and then League City starting to push towards your area by 10:40. Downtown, you could still see the potential impacts of that gusty line. However, models are suggesting that this is perhaps going to lose a little bit of intensity as it gets closer and closer towards the loop and the Beltway. But we're seeing radar indicated 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts, straight line winds with this round of storms. And this is just the very rain cooled air dropping and descending very fast to the ground and dispersing all around us. So just be prepared for some of that to head your way. Here's the hail tracks of the last 2 hours. So we were seeing a couple of thunderstorm cells producing some smaller hail, either pea to nickel size. That's not out of the question. Although hail signature right now is minimal, we are picking up on something right there, again, far northeastern Harris County, and that's the area that is warned right now for a severe thunderstorm. Taking you back out to the radar scope there's about 2 clusters that have now congealed. They've kind of globbed together to form a straight line, which is why we're looking at wind impacts as the predominant threat with a lot of lightning. And so this line is picking up steam as it's pushing towards the southeast. Notice the western side of the viewing area, for the most part, not looking to be affected. We could see another impulse behind this main line of storms right there that I'll be watching for another wave of energy. We are under a thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. So Saturday night plans, you're going to want to keep up with us whenever we push out these web alerts or on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're going to be telling you how the evening is progressing as far as how this line is holding up and any developments that it might encounter. Here's a look at lightning just over the last 10 minutes. This is a very electrified line of storms, over 1,500. And here's the differentiator that we pay close attention to: positive and negative strikes. Positive strikes, you'll notice that is the predominant number, nearly double the negative strikes. 10 times stronger than negative lightning strikes because they come from the top of the thunderstorm cell and travel a much longer distance, so they have a lot more intensity and a lot more heat. And so these are the ones that are going to be really disruptive. As you'll notice, this number is going to fluctuate here. This is a count over the last 10 minutes, so we'll see that continue throughout the evening. Something else I want to point out, you will see some downpours as this line passes through. So the deep reds, potentially rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour. This line is not stalling out, so it is mainly going to be a quick hitter that moves in and moves on out of the way. Here's a closer look at Huffman area, Liberty. Again, like I mentioned about Bellevue, within the next couple of minutes, you'll start to see the impacts there. Spring area, you're going to see some of those downpours and certainly the line of gusty wind headed in your direction. The airport still has a little bit of time for this line to get to your area, but a lot of the energy pushing towards the east. So really the eastern side of southeast Texas is what we're going to be watching for the potential of gusty wind, and can't rule out the possibility of hail. Like I mentioned, we are under this severe thunderstorm watch until 1 in the morning, and it encompasses Washington, Austin, and areas towards the east. So Grimes, Walker, Montgomery, Harris County. I'll be having to watch radar for you, not just for this line of storms, but again, you saw that little cluster that was kind of pushing in from the northwest. We'll have to watch that as it makes its march closer to us. So here's the time frame. Like we mentioned, we were expecting to see this line wanting to push towards downtown right around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and that time frame is checking out. But the more substantial threats look to be towards the southeast. So we're talking about the southeast portion of the loop and the Beltway headed towards the Gulf Freeway and fizzling out from there on out. So I'll take you through about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when we could see another piece of energy bubble up. But again, the predominant trend is going to be storms that come in from the north and start to push towards the southeast. I'm going to take you back out on radar right now to see what the storms are looking like right now in case you've got any plans. I know there's concerts going on in the Woodlands. Maybe you had some outdoor activities in mind for this Saturday evening that you might want to reconsider at this moment in time, especially for the areas that are under active severe thunderstorm warnings. A warning means the threat is happening now, and you want to make sure you get inside with this type of setup. Electrified storms, a lot of lightning, and of course some really gusty straight line wind. So Dogwood Acres right now, you're seeing that heavy band of downpours. Atascocita is headed in your direction too. You're just on the cusp of the lighter rain to the heavier stuff. Shrieks, you're seeing some of those heavier downpours in addition to a lot of lightning. Let me have a look at the count over the last 10 minutes so we can gauge whether or not these storms are intensifying or weakening. And right now they seem to be holding up together pretty well. This number is pretty evenly matched, and that means that the thunderstorm is really sustaining itself. So it's going to be a few hours that we have to watch radar as this line of storms pushes out of the way. Saturday night plans, as I mentioned, something you might want to reconsider. Again, we are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the northeast portion of Harris County until 9:45. As the line continues, we could certainly see those severe thunderstorm warnings continue to push south as well. I'm here doing team coverage with meteorologist Kim Castro. We'll be live on air at 10 o'clock and on social media. See you then.